Hi, my name's Lee. I'm with Eaton Rapids, the City of Eaton Rapids Arts Council, and today we are going to be doing our virtual arts class. We do hold them once a month, and this one is going to be a little basket that you can put your Easter eggs in, or pretty much anything. Okay, so your kit will include a little stock paper with a tapestry needle and some embroidery floss. Also in your kit, you'll receive 2 pieces of ribbon, a bottom to your basket, and 2 sides, which are all pre-punched. Oops. And, oops, I forgot the actual demonstration finished product one. But we'll see here in just a second. So you're going to want to take out your needles, just push through here, and then unwind your thread. Throw that away. Then you'll want to, don't lose your needle. Find the end of your thread. Kind of straighten it all out so it doesn't tangle up. And to thread the needle, you'll find the little part with the eye on it. And then you'll push that through. Pull it out the other side, and you can go down pretty far. Well, there's good. Find your end. Try to keep your thread as straight as possible. And what you're going to be doing is orient your sides to the part that has no punched holes to the top. Okay. Then take your bottom piece, and you're going to line it up with one side. And some of these have little black dots on them, so make sure that those are facing outward. And then you're going to put your needle through the very first hole. I don't know if I'm showing this very well, but got it lined up. And put your needle through, and then pull almost all the way to the end. Leave yourself about a good 2 inches there. Keep on. All the way to the end. Awesome. What you're going to do is you're going to just tie a really standard knot. Doesn't need to be extremely tight, and maybe even do 2. Right at that corner, adhering the bottom piece to the corner of one of your sides. All right, and here's for the stitching part. I always like to pick one way to go. So I'm going to choose to go this way, through the top, and just meet the second hole and pull your thread through. Then you have this little loop here. You'll take your needle and thread and put it right through there, just like that. And then to tighten it down, yeah, the slower you go, the better it is. And once again, you'll have that loop. You'll take your thread and go directly through it. Just continue that all the way down. So it's going to look a little bit like that. The trick is to not really pull fast, because if you pull fast, it gets kind of tangled up. So slow and steady is kind of the game here. And if you end up cinching a stitch too tight, you can always take your needle and push it underneath and kind of loosen it up. Sewing is kind of one of those things that it just takes practice. But if this is your first sewing project, and you end up really enjoying it, there will be other projects for you. Alright, so we're almost to the end of this bottom piece. Here's where it gets kind of fun, if this is your first time sewing. Go back through there. Okay, get that last one in there. All right, so there's the bottom. It is attached. It's going to look a little something like that. But now we are going to make the side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner and you're going to pull it to this corner. Okay, so then, still going from this side piece through the bottom, same stitch. And you want to make sure that you're not pulling too tight, but tight enough to where it makes a turn. And to the next. Slow and steady. All right, so we're almost to the end here. Take on this last stitch. Still the same stitch going through the top. Getting that right on there. All right, so now you're going to have a shape sort of like that, where the side turns along the side of the bottom piece. Then you're going to take these second side that you received. And you're going to set it to match. This corner piece is going to match into that corner piece. And here is where you'll add it in. So you have that lined up. See how it kind of opened up on me? That's a good thing. Tighten it back down. Go back through this, catching that hole in the corner. Oh, oops. It's a little harder than it looks. So if you're having trouble with that, don't worry, I am too. So through that one. Let me look at this again. Oops. Yep, okay. So you'll take and add it to that side. Pull it through. And you have your loop. We'll go through that loop. Then back through that same loop because you're turning now and putting on that second side. Go through. Oops, got a little tangled up. It's all right, straighten it out. Pull it taut. Get that going in the right direction there. And then back through that loop. That one is tricky to do, so just keep practicing. You want to come to your second hole and turn it around, facing you, so you can see what I'm doing here. So then your second hole, go in like this. All the way. This is kind of meditative. Alright, last one on the bottom piece. We're going to call this the easy turn. Not because it's easy, but it's less complicated than the other one. So then you're gonna fold it over. Find this next hole. Go through that loop and pull it tight. Alright, here's that funny hole again. So you'll go through here on that last one. Then back in through here. Lose the end of my string. There we go. And then back through that loop. And you go ahead and tighten that one down good. Alright. And then how we had it threaded through the needle, the eye of the needle, you'll have to pull it, get it a little bit closer. See, the end of the thread is now closer to the eye of the needle. It gives me a little bit more thread. Line up your sides here. Because now we have this shape. Yeah, and so we'll just need to connect the sides. So you'll line up this side. Now in your kit, you probably receive 2 separate colors, so it'll be a little bit easier for you to tell which is which. But on mine, it's white on black. So once again, you'll pick a side that you want to always go through. So I'm picking the small side. I'm just going to come up and go back through. Second one. Go under, through. Pull tight. Just finishing up these last few holes. Oh, if it gets tangled up, just feel free to stop pulling, get that straightened out. If you end up getting a knot, don't get frustrated. Just take your time and try to undo the knot. home stretch on this side. One thing you did not receive in your kit that you will be needing is a pair of scissors. Just finish off the stitch, then go back through, creating another loop, and you'll go through that loop and pull tight. Not crazy tight, but just tight enough to pinch the material together. Then you'll take your scissors. Don't worry about leaving an end, it adds character. Then you'll flip over to this side, match these up, and your needle is already threaded. Just kind of got to pull it up a little bit, make that tail a little shorter. Come through the very bottom. Like I said, pick your side you always want to go through. Get yourself in a nice comfortable position. You're going to pull it through. Leave yourself about 2 inches of the tail, and just tie a regular knot. Everyone ties knots differently, maybe even 2. Now we're attached. Coming to this next hole that's been pre-punched. Back through. Almost done. Oops. I resist the urge to rush. I get really excited when I'm almost finished with a project. About this point is whether I decide whether sewing is for me or not. I happen to think it's very meditative art form. All right, so we got that last little stitch in, and we're going to go back through, create a loop, and come, oops, I did that backwards, but come through the loop, tighten it down, maybe even 2. Tighten it down just enough. Leave a little. All right, this is the fun part. Now you have this, but what you're going to do is you're going to take the corner and you're going to push it in. Push this corner in, grab onto both of them, and turn it inside out. This one's given Nightmare Before Christmas vibes, but it's only because the color blocking. All right, so you'll notice that I have 4 holes punched up here. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold that down and kind of line the holes up. They don't have to be exactly lined up, but pretty close. And now we have a basket like, and you're going to thread that through your tapestry needle. And you don't really need a big tail for this. What you're going to do is go through from the inside and find one of the holes, and then line it up to the hole in the front and pull it through. This might be a little difficult. If you need help, ask an adult. Then find the hole on the front, poke your needle through, and then find the hole on the back. Oops, oh no, put that back in there. Now that I have both ends on the inside, make sure that's kind of straightened out best you can. And what you're going to do with the ends here is you're going to make a simple knot. Just like that, on both sides. Second ribbon, same thing. Front start from the inside, punch to the outside. Oops, ribbon slippery. Start from the inside, go to the outside. Through, find that dot on there, pull it through. Tie a simple, straighten it out, make sure it's straight. Simple knot on each end. Out and kind of straighten it out, and now you're ready for your items. So you can pack it full of Easter eggs, or we have a sample here. Treasures galore. Thanks for joining us today with this tutorial on how to make a Easter basket / bag. Obviously, you don't have to reserve this just for Easter time. This could be for your toys, for going on hikes. You can fill it with leaves, pine cones, rocks, anything you want. Use your imagination. And thanks for joining us today.